Students, next part of this dynamics is collisions. It's also part of the work power energy, and dynamics includes collision is a process where the motion of one object is affected or influenced by the force exerted by the other object. In the collision need not be physically touching, objects touching each other is a collision. Generally we talk about the problems and examples, but actually collision need not be concerned with the objects in contact or touch. If you are throwing the object away into the air, the earth is attracting downwards. I am throwing it opposite directions into the air. To throw it up, the action is acting upward, means the reaction of our body will be acting downwards. We are pushing the earth a little downward directions. So in this case, that is also taken as a collision only. If it is falling downwards, or moving upwards, its motion is affected by the gravitational force of the earth. Hence, that is also considered as a collisions. And collisions are of the two types: elastic collision and inelastic collisions. In the case of the elastic collision, both kinetic energy and momentum are conserved. Momentum is P equal to mv. Conserved means constant. The condition is there here. There is nothing happening from outside, means no energy supplied from outside, no force is exerted from outside. The force is the one which changes the external force, means from outside. External force is the one which can change the momentum. Conserved means objects are enclosed system. We are taking only those objects without considering other objects. No energy is coming in or out, going out, or momentum coming in, force exerted inward or outward. In that case, is inward only. There should not be any external force. In that conditions, to take the momentum is conserved. Energy means no energy supplied or taken out, we can take. Then for the system only, system of collection of the objects, kinetic energy also conserved. That is called the elastic collisions. In the case of the inelastic collision, momentum alone conserved, kinetic energy is not conserved. It can be increasing and decreasing. Firing the bullet is also kind of collision. Explosion of the bomb is also kind of collisions. In this case of the collisions, in the inelastic collision, kinetic energy increase in the firing of the bullet or explosion of the bombs. Or in the case of the ball sticking to the wall, if you take the gum ball or mud ball, if you throw it to the wall, it sticks there, or throw it down, it stick to the ground. In such cases, the momentum is conserved, but kinetic energy is not conserved, transferred to heat energy, sound energy, etc. There is no, in this universe, there is no perfect elastic collision, but generally collision with the air molecules collision with the air molecules with the containers of the gas containers, and alpha scattering experiment, alpha particle colliding with the nucleus, it is taken as a nearly elastic collisions, not perfect place. There is always some loss of energy practically, but theoretically we take them as nearly elastic collisions. If the mass is generally we take the two spheres or balls or marbles of mass m1 and m2 moving the initial velocities u1 and u2, and afterwards they collide. During collision, each one exerts the force on other ones. So if you take these two as a single system we are taking, but each one is separate. If you take up, then both are kinetic energy is not conserved. It transfers the energy to the second one, means velocity. The second one object also transfers the velocity to the first one. Due to that reason, what happens? Velocity means what? Momentum place. So in that our energy transfer take place. But one is action, means other one reaction. Action reaction are same. That means momentum remains constant. Momentum is nothing but equal to force is nothing but equal to change momentum by time. So each one has an external force by the other ones. Then whenever there is external force, F is nothing but equal to dP by dt. They are d by dt of m into v. So for each one mass m1 and m2, the velocity changes, and after collision they are going with the velocities v1 and v2. v1 and v2 are the final velocities, u1 and u2 are the initial velocities. Collision takes place only when u1 is greater than u2. If they are going along the straight line path, it is called as a one-dimensional collision. They are going straight line path before and after, then that is called as a one-dimensional collisions. And that one-dimensional collision is a head-on collision. Center to center touching is called as a head-on collision. If the collision impact parameter in the distance between the centers to centers is called as the impact parameter. If you take the spheres, the impact parameter B, minimum condition is equals to radius of the first one plus radius of R2. In the case of the playing the carom boards, that impact parameter is the distance, you have to check it up. If B is 0, then center to center touching. B is 0 means center to center touching, this is called as the head-on collision. Then they travel in the straight line path before and after, that is called as a one-dimensional collision. Two-dimensional collision means in the case of the carom board or even billiard ball playing, if the coin is not touching the center but touching it other than center points, anywhere touching like this, here touching. In such case what happens? Not center touching, in that case it is not head-on collision. After collision they go in the different direction, that is a two-dimensional collision. Now let us discuss here first one-dimensional collision cases. In the case of the one-dimensional collision, and that two head-on collision we are discussing, means straight line path going before and after. The after collision, the final velocities by considering the elastic, we are considering the elastic collision we are taking. In the case of the elastic collision, total momentum is conserved. Total momentum before collision m1 u1 plus m2 u2 equal to total momentum after collision m1 v1 plus m2 v2. and kinetic energy is also conserved in the elastic collision. So half m1 u1 square plus half m2 u2 square equal to half m1 v1 square plus half m2 v2 square. Total you have to check up. Total is constant, not individually. Next is final velocity is by taking the consideration these momentums and kinetic energy relations. You have to remember this equation. With final velocity is after collision is v1 equal to m1 minus m2 into u1 plus 2 m2 u2 by m1 plus m2. And final velocity, first equation if you remember, second easily you can write. This is for the first body and this is for the second body. First for m1, this is for m2. And just to replace 1 with 2, then you will get v2. m2 minus m1 u2, this 2 m1 u1 by m1 plus m2 it becomes. But general condition they will give you most of the cases the problems is second body at rest, they will say. What if the second body is at rest? The second body is initially at rest. U2 is 0. That means first body coming and hitting with it. Then in that case U2 is 0 condition you have to take. In these special cases are there. What are the special cases is the second body is at rest and m1 equal to m2 we can take. Whenever m1 equal to m2, two mass are equivalent, velocities are exchanged. Velocity exchange means if the second body is at rest, first body come to rest and second body continue to move with the velocity of the first body. Velocity momentums are exchanged because mass are already same, so velocity are also exchanged. This 2 meter per second before, this is a 2 meter per second, this is at rest. Then after collision what happens is this come to rest, this becomes equal to 2 meter per second. If this is 2 meter per second, this is a 4 meter per second. So this is supposed to be more to hit, this is a 2 meter per second. 4 meter per second, 2 meter per second. Second body is not at rest and they are hitting, elastic collision. m1 equal to m2 we have mentioned. Then in that case m1 equal to m2. Both mass are equivalent. Then moment velocity are exchanged here. This becomes equal, gets 2 meter per second. This gets 4 meter per second. So momentum, when mass are equal, velocity are exchanged. Otherwise elastic collision, momentum is exchanged. Next, other conditions. If m1 is much more than greater than m2 conditions, m1 is greater than m2, very big body hitting with a small body can take, very big body hitting with the small body. Then in that case a small body goes with the velocity of the small body. In this case second body initially at rest you are taking conditions, and this very big body first one compared to m2, the m2 approximately 0 we are taking the both expressions. In that case m2 is 0 in both cases. Then v1 is equals to u1. First body speed is not at all affected. So v1, this is the final value. v2 becomes equal to m2 is 0. This m1 m cancels. v2 equal to 2 times u1. This is a v2 equal to 2 times v1. It smaller body travels with the same with the speed of double the velocity of the first body, and first body velocity is not at all affected because here what you get here is m2 is 0. You are taking is m1. m1 cancels. You will get is u1. First body goes to the heavy body. If it is hitting the small bodies, the heavy body goes without any change in the velocities, but small body velocity moves with the speed of the double the velocity of the bigger bodies. Striker is bigger in size while playing the caroms because of this reason. It has a more mass compared to the coins. The coin goes with the more speed than the strikers. Next other case is reverse case. Reverse case means you are taking here m1 is much more less than m2, or m2 is very heavy. That means small body hitting with a very big body. This is m1, m2. Second body at rest we are taking, like earth. We can take the ball, small ball hitting with the earth. Earth is very big. The small ball, what happens in these cases, you can substitute the values. So the ball rebounds back with the same speed. U is going to be minus u. So u1, it's v1. v1 becomes equal to u1, but minus means upper direction comes back. It's rebounds. And second body will be at rest. u2 initially at rest, v2 also approximately equal to 0. Actually, practically if you push the earth also slightly disturbed, but we don't consider it much applicable, observable because of its large mass. So these cases you need to know small body, big body what happens, and m1 equal to m2 means what happens. Next is perfectly inelastic collision. Perfectly inelastic collision, if you take the objects stick after collision, objects stick after collision, so they are sticking and moving with a common velocity v. This is m1 and m2 together they are moving. So in that cases, m1 u1 plus m2 u2 equal to total mass into common velocity to find out. Common velocity is m1 u1 plus m2 u2 by m1 plus m2. Next, loss of kinetic energies. Whenever the collision is taking place, if it is not elastic collision, there will be loss of kinetic energy. If it is an elastic collision, the loss of kinetic energy. The elastic collision, there is no loss of kinetic energy for the system. But object is for each object you check up, velocity changes means kinetic energy changes also there. So here, what is the loss of kinetic energy formula we have is equal to half m1 m2 by m1 plus m2. We can calculate final kinetic energy, half m2 v2 square minus initial kinetic energies, half m1 u1 square m2 u2 square. Final minus initial, no, that is change loss we will get. Half m1 m2 by m1 plus m2 into 1 minus e square into u1 minus u2 whole square. If you remember the loss of kinetic energy when the capacitor connected in parallel, similar formula we are taking here, easily to remember there, half c1 c2 by c1 plus c2 into v1 minus v2 v whole square you have taken. In that case, it's plus minus connected to plus minus to minus condition here. Means here particles are traveling in the same direction. And in the bracket extra term comes is 1 minus e square. The small e is called as the coefficient of restitution. This is part is not in K-set and also neat. Neat K-set, even JE main also not required. For this, not there. G advanced, it's possible to ask. This year doubtful, but however. But I am just giving you the formula, basic formula. From this you can get the remaining formulas easily. 1 minus e square into u1 minus u2 square, same direction going. If they are going opposite direction, this part only. This is for the same direction. If the opposite direction is there, means that becomes equal to u1 plus u2. U1, this part only becomes equal to u1 plus u2. The opposite direction means u1 plus u2 means more loss of kinetic energy will be there. Next, elastic collision. This E, small e, is called as the coefficient of restitution. It is the ratio of the relative velocity of separation. Relative velocity is the difference of two velocities in the same direction motion, means v2 minus v1. Relative velocity opposite direction is addition of the velocities. Initial relative velocity is u1 minus u2 because u1 is greater than u2. Relative velocity of separation by relative velocity of approach is called as a E, coefficient of restitution. It is also equal to the ratio of the heights of the ball bounced after and before. If you are dropping the ball, one elastic ball from some height, it touches the ground. From height h1 you are dropping it, after touching the ground it is rebounding backwards. If it is perfect elastic collision on the steel ball hitting the steel ground, then there is loss of energy is very less for the steel balls, then it comes back to the same height. If there is no loss of energy, it will come back to the same height. You are dropping it, you are not hitting it. If you are throwing it, it may bounce more than initial height because you are giving the kinetic energy extra. But you are dropping means the initial velocity u is 0, then potential energy is converted into kinetic energy, and potential decreases, kinetic energy increases, the velocity v will be there. There is no loss of energy means before and after collisions with the ground, velocity should be the same. But practically everywhere loss of energy will be, if you are hearing the sound also, heat also produces, hearing sound means some energy converted to sound energy. So when ball hits the ground, loss of energy will be there. So velocity before and after will not be equivalent. And that after rebounding, because of the velocity is less, height is also less. The relation between the height and velocity is v equal to root of 2gh. Just before touching means v1 equal to root of 2gh1. After touching means v2 equal to root of 2gh2. Relationship is the velocity and height relations. So velocity decreases, therefore height also changes. But this earth is at rest, we are taking initial and afterwards, after collisions. Perfectly inelastic collision. Perfectly inelastic collision, E is 0. So E is 0. Perfectly elastic collision, E is equals to 1. And E and H relations I will give you later. This E equal to 0. So H1 equal to H2 for the E equal to 1 means H1 equal to H2, you will get the perfectly elastic collision. E equal to 0. If E equal to 0 means what? Perfectly inelastic collision, if you take the mud ball, it stick there only. H2 will be 0. E value lies between 0 and 1. It do not have units and dimensions. So, but we are going to discuss only elastic collision problem. So you can easily remember the formulas from this E relation. Mostly will be given the perfectly elastic collision, perfect loss of energies. Perfectly inelastic, easy to calculate the loss of energy because formula is simple. Final kinetic energy is half m1 plus m2 v common square. Initial kinetic energy is half m1 u1 square plus m2 u2 square. Generally, you will begin the second body at rest. So initial kinetic energy is only half m1 u1 square you have to take. Next is perfectly inelastic collision. Perfect inelastic collision, first points, loss of kinetic energy equal to delta E is equal to 0 you are taking here, and you will get the expression from this. Perfectly inelastic, E equal to 0. U2 0 you are taking condition, second body at rest condition only, problems mostly will be given. So loss of kinetic energy formula you can find out. U2 is 0 in these expressions. Your U1 square you will get half m1 U1 square is nothing but equal to initial kinetic energy when U2 is 0. Then that formula becomes equal to this one. Delta Ke, delta K, loss of kinetic energy delta Ke by half m1 U1 square. Take it this one, remaining is m2. You will pay m2 by m1 plus m2. You are taking U2 0 here. Percentage they ask into 100%. Next is these two are for the inelastic collisions. In the case of the elastic collision, if you have taken colliding object, that means total system kinetic energy is no change, but you have to take individual particles. Then add the colliding object m1 kinetic energy before and after, initial and after kinetic energy is equals to substituting the values of this kinetic energy of the bodies before and after. Before kinetic energy is half m1 u1 square, after kinetic energy is half m1 v1 square, this part. Half m1 u1 square, half m1 v1 square, you will get the relation as equals to initial by final. Okay, not final by initial means you will get as m1 minus m2. Initial by final means m1 plus m2 by m1 minus m2 square you will get. Next, this is nothing but equal to kinetic energy initial means mass is same here, first body, only for m1. So m1 m1 common cancels, half m cancels. This is equal to, this is nothing but equal to u1 square by v1 square. Same thing. u1 by v1 whole square, no, m1 minus m2 by m1 plus m2 whole square you will get. u1 by v1, yeah, m1 plus m2 by m1 plus m2. If you remember this will be easy to remember. Next is fraction of kinetic energy transferred from m1 to m2. How much kinetic energy is transferred from m1 to m2? Change in kinetic energy by initial kinetic energy. Change in value by initial values. For m1 only is, you will get the substitution of this. Change in kinetic energy, loss of kinetic energy in this expression. Elastic collision you are taking E equal to 1, elastic it is. Up to this is inelastic, these two are, they are in elastic collisions. In the case of the elastic collision, you are taking the E is equals to 1 and you will get the expression delta Ke by Ke1 means half m1 square and U2 is 0 condition. 4 m1 m2 by m1 plus m2 whole square you will get the expression. And fraction of kinetic energy retained remaining means that this initial kinetic energy transferred 1 minus if you have taken you will get this expression m1 minus m2 by m1 plus m2 whole square, reverse of this expression. Next problems. Neutron collides with the nucleus at rest. Initial nucleus is at rest. This is a condition. Neutron is going and hitting the nucleus of another one big atom which is at rest. Kinetic energy of the neutron is given as E. And A is the mass number of the nucleus. Mass number is nothing but equal to number of neutrons only and plus protons. Proton mass and neutron mass nearly equal, but neutron is slightly heavier than protons. So we compare with the neutron mass as 1, then mass of this nucleus becomes equal to 1 into A mass number it becomes, total mass numbers, number of the neutrons approximately equal to. So what is the question is, after collision with this nucleus, what is the fraction of total energy retained by the body? Fraction of the total energy retained formula is this, m1 minus m2 by m1 plus m2 whole square. So m1 minus m2 by m1 plus m2 whole square. m1 is the neutron mass if you have taken, that becomes equal to 1. Neutron mass is nothing but equal to 1 and mass of the nucleus is nothing but equal to A. So 1 minus A by 1 plus A, it can be asked as A minus 1 by A plus 1 also because square is there. Whole square is there means you write 1 minus A minus 1 same only. Next, 60th question. In this, one block is kept on the smooth frictionless surface and bullet is fired towards it. In the two cases are there in this. Bullet may, three cases. Bullet after striking the block may fall down. If it is not a wooden block, metal block is there means hits and falls there only. Then in that case, kinetic energy is not constant. If you take the elastic collision means momentum, kinetic energy both constant. Here in this case, momentum, compulsory momentum is constant whatever you take it. Momentum before, total momentum before equal total momentum after. Initially block is at rest, U2 is 0. Block mass is 4 kg. Its velocity, final velocity you have to find out. Bullet, for the bullet we are taking this initial values, mass is 200 grams means 0.2 kg and initial velocity is 200 meter per second and it is coming to rest after heating means its final velocity v1 equal to 0. Find the velocity of the block. Final velocity of the block you have to find out. Find velocity of the block v2 equal to how much? Final velocity. So what it again is that momentum before equal to momentum after. Total momentum before is m1 u1 means m u1 plus m capital M into u2. mu1 mu2 is equals to m1 v1 plus m2 v2, but the bullet is coming to rest, final velocity is 0, so v2 you have to find out. This part is, this is 0, here this is 0, so m into u1, m1 is m, 0 equal to capital M, this is for the block, into v2, the result is mu1 by m. Substitute the values, you will get 10 meter per second at that instant. Friction is not there, means it moves with the same speed continuously. In the case of this pendulum bobs, the bob falling from the height h or at angle theta they will give you. You are taking to the side and it releases, it travels in the curved path. This angle, the height falling is h, length of the pendulum is L, its weight is mg. This weight is resolved into components. Here in this case, you will get nothing but equal to, this is a theta, that is a theta. So this is mg cos theta. Mg cos theta balanced by the tension in the string. Unbalanced force is nothing but equal to mg sin theta pulls it towards the main point. Here initial velocity is 0. They will ask you what is the velocity at this point, and they may keep one more ball here after hitting. What happens to this momentum? They may keep the same momentum if your mass you have taken m and m. This is at rest kept at. After hitting it, what happened to the velocity of this and this? Means this move exchanges, mass are equal means velocity exchange. Whatever the velocity of the bob, that is transferred to this. This bob come to rest, and this ball goes with the velocity of the block at this point. What is the velocity at this point? The velocity is equals to v equal to 2gh. Velocity is nothing but equal to, it is falling by the height equal to root of 2gh. 2gh falling freely condition, take it up, and cos theta, this total length is L. This part is nothing but equal to L minus h. Cos theta is equals to adjacent side by hypotenuse, L minus h by L, h equal to L into 1 minus cos theta. This you can substitute here. What is the velocity is root of 2g, in terms of the cos theta they ask you, 2g into h into 1 minus cos theta, L into is under root, or kinetic energy at this point equal to half m v square, that means m by 2 into 2gl into 1 minus cos theta. 2 cancels, that is mgl into 1 minus cos theta. Potential energy what we take is mgl condition, but here mgl into cos theta. Sometimes they will give you the bomb kept horizontal and dropped. The height is L itself, total length L itself is the height it falls. So it is falling vertically means if the bomb is kept like this and released, it falls like this. This is h is equals to L. You will get potential energy is nothing but equal to kinetic energy. At this point you can find mgl itself is equals to half mv square. This kinetic energy formula h, if the bob is falling here, identical ball is kept here, what happened to the ball, velocity of the bob and this ball? Bob momentum velocity is transferred to this ball, and bob come to rest, ball starts moving with the velocity of the bob. One more problem they will ask you, generally important ones, but not for, that is not for K-set. Most probably not for K-set, but concept point only they can ask you. Block is suspended, similar to the block kept on the table. The bullet come to rest, or bullet may strike inside, bullet may pass through it. Initial velocity u, final velocity of the bullet is v. The change in momentum of this bullet is transferred to this you have to take. Momentum before equal to momentum after. Just what is the final velocity of this you are taking it v2 is converted into kinetic energy of the block you have to take. Similarly here we are taking the bullet is fired with the velocity m. The block mass is m and its velocity, initial velocity is u2 is 0. This is u1 is u, generally they will give you. They may ask you velocity of the bullet, mass of the block, mass of the bullet, etc. and height raised also. This block is suspended with the ropes or strings. When after bullet hitting, general case we discuss is bullets remaining inside in elastic collision. Total mass becomes equal to m plus m. This mass becomes equal to m plus m. just before hitting the velocity is u. So total momentum equal to total momentum after hitting its velocity becomes equal to v common if it is staying inside. That means mu of the bullet plus initial at rest 0 equal to m plus m into v you will get. This v, final velocity you have to find out. V is equals to mu by m plus m. This velocity we have to use it for the kinetic energy of this block. So it cannot move because it is not on the table. If it is on the smooth surface it moves, but it is suspended, therefore it rises up. They will ask you how much height raised, h. The potential energy converted into kinetic energy. From this velocity you have to find out the final velocity of the block. This for the block. Potential energy equal to kinetic energy, that is mgh, means m plus m into gh equal to half m plus m into v square. This v square is from here you have to take, and from that you have to calculate the velocity of the bullet. Problem is there with the diagram. You have to go through that. I will provide the hint for it.